Here we are today, taking a look at the Royal Enfield Bullet Classic 500 EFI. First, let's start with a bit of history. Royal Enfield is one of the oldest motorcycle companies, dating back to the late 1890s. These bikes were originally made in England. During the mid-1950s, the government of India began purchasing Royal Enfields for their military and police force. By 1960, India had purchased the tooling, production rights, and eventually the entire company. It wasn't long before complete bikes were rolling off the Indian assembly lines. The original British Bullet was designed in 1939. It was a single-cylinder 350cc motorcycle and was one of the first to utilize a swing-arm-style suspension. Sturdy and strong, the Bullet served as an excellent trials machine. Within a couple years, the 500cc model was introduced, and the British bikes were winning numerous races and receiving international recognition, especially from the Indian military. For the past 5 decades, the Indian-made Bullet has evolved with minimal changes, selling upwards to 30,000 motorcycles a year. Which brings us to today in this review of the updated version of this British classic, of course still made in India. At first glance, the design of the Bullet Classic looks remarkably similar to its 1950s predecessor. The teardrop tank, oversized mudguard fenders, single saddle seat, and the large single-cylinder 500cc engine all help retain the classic vintage look. Upon closer inspection, you'll quickly see the differences that bring the new Bullet Classic into the 21st century. Don't bother searching for a Kickstarter, as it has been replaced with an electric start button. The 280mm front disc brake is also hard to miss. Combine that with the old-school drum-style rear brake, and the Bullet now stops as easily as it starts. The electronic fuel injection is another great addition. The Bullet Classic starts easily in hot or cold conditions or at higher altitudes. EFI adds a consistent element to the overall performance, as this bike pulls strong throughout the complete power band. Top speed is about 70 miles per hour. If you're into an around-town commuter or a backroads cruiser, you'll want to test ride the Bullet Classic. Riding the Bullet Classic 500 EFI can best be described in one word: fun. This bike is a blast to ride. The low center of gravity, combined with the 31.5-inch seat height and the 18-inch wheels, makes it easy to navigate at any speed. Throw it into the turns at 50 miles per hour. Uphill, downhill, no problem. The Bullet is right at home on any curved-up road. And it sounds great. When you're on the throttle pulling an uphill grade in third or fourth, the unmistakable Bullet thump resonates from the exhaust. It's a classic sound that definitely puts a smile on your face. Royal Enfield has done an excellent job retaining the overall vintage appearance without sacrificing functionality. The single saddle seat with dual springs underneath is surprisingly comfortable, and the air filter and toolkit are neatly integrated into the frame and do not restrict leg movement. As I said earlier, this bike is fun to ride, so if you like what you see and hear, you need to call your local Royal Enfield dealer and arrange for a test ride.